Welcome back. I have a very special guest, Nick B-Lysious Bardyga.
That's a really cool nickname. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Now watch the video, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready for the real estate show that takes you across the barriers and into the danger zone. That Bitchin' Real Estate Podcast with your host, Tenacious T.
That is right. Kimberly Toko Tenacious T. I am here by myself. My beautiful co-host Haley Schuster. She actually did have to work today. But we do have some lingering guests, Mr. Brian Culhane.
What up?
And the Nick, I'm sorry, but it's Belicious.
That's good.
Yeah. So Nick,
You know what? Let's patent that.
Yeah, I think we should. Also, we have a little friend down there on the end, Crystle, our fortune teller. She's going to listen in and maybe get you to pull a card later.
I am here, Crystle Mulzet.
Nick, I got to tell you, as a real estate agent who has been doing this for a little over 6 years, I watch a lot of people, and you have some sort of magnetic, charming personality that is just fun to watch. But I'm curious, how does a man your age, a young man, run a business, go through the emotional ups and downs of maybe relationships not lasting, and stay focused and move forward? Please tell us a little bit more about where you're at.
Someone always says marriage is the hardest thing you'll ever do. So I guess I would start by saying that a lot of time as real estate agents, we get very complacent with our monthly earnings. We get 4 or 5 deals in the pipeline, and I'm just going to be real here. And you make a good money for 1 month, so the next month, you're not really out prospecting, you're not really out getting deals. And my ex-wife, who is actually really good friends, it's probably
Beautiful girl.
Extremely insane that we've become this good of friends so fast, because our marriage just kind of developed into a friendship. A big obstacle was that, she would be going to work at 5 a.m. and getting home at 5 or 6, and I would have, all this time on my hands. And even when I was working and doing deals, it was really just never enough. And it wasn't a jealousy thing because she had a good job, but at the end of the day, like, I was probably only putting forth like 60-70% of what I could do. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was tired of living in a dead-end relationship, and I had the job that gave me the time to dwell on it, I guess.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier, having enough energy to give more to your relationships.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so at this point, you've had to say goodbye to a certain part of your life, a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, when you're treading water like that and you're like trying to figure out who the fuck you are right now, take us through that. How has that been for you?
Man, that was like, well, also, so I'm from a very, really, just in summary, I'm from a very small family, Midwest. I grew up I have under 10 breathing, living relatives right now. Like, that includes my cousin and my other cousin who both had babies. Then. Yeah. So I inherited this big Indian, Punjabi family, where we had 400 people at the wedding. And, I only knew like 20 or 30% of the guests, but I became very close with her family, and her dad is still to this day like my best friend, and that's the most important thing to me. I literally consult him on every single move I made. My garage door didn't open today. He's the first person I called. Like, do we have a garage guy? Like, what do I do? Like, I can't lift this thing.
So even though a part of your life, the relationship part, is changing, you've been able to maintain the close-knit bonds of the family.
I'm beyond grateful for that. I can call any of her cousin, her dad, her uncle, any of them anytime. I've made good friends that live in other, her best friend, one of her good friends, I just visited in Vancouver for a week, stayed with them a couple days. Like, it couldn't be a better situation for me. So yes, friends and family, like, they're all still there for me because we always treated each other with respect. There was no like bad ending where like bridges had to be burned. So
that, and I think that's why people are drawn to you, because you can feel that you are absolutely a genuine person and that you absolutely care. And you've brought balance into your life by maintaining those relationships.
I really appreciate that. And I feel like I do, for sure. There's a side of me that people would see that would probably be like, whatever with him, out the window. But if you really know me, my circle's very close. I'm very I'll give 100% to anybody, like my friends, my family. Like you can count on me. You can call me if you go to jail at 2 a.m. Like I'll come get you. Not that I have those kind of friends, but you know what I mean.
Well, you never know. That guy to your left may be calling. No, just
I
kidding.
don't know about that.
It's a Midwest thing. I meet people from Michigan. Like, all my friends will send me people from out of the state, that my buddies that live in LA now and stuff. Hey, my buddy's coming to Scottsdale. He doesn't know anybody. These kids are coming out here for a bachelor party for Michigan, bachelorette. I'll set stuff. If it's just a friend of a friend or somebody I met one time in high school, like they'll just put me in, but I'm like, I don't even know this person.
You're a
but
natural
I'll do it.
host.
I'll do it. Yeah.
And
just like you.
That's your business though too. You are another fine example of tapping into your sphere and staying in front of people on social media.
I really appreciate that. And I think that's a big part of why I like EXP, because I'm there for somebody. And I know, like Brian, if I want to talk to an agent or anything I need from A to Z. I mean, we've been on retreats together. He'll step up. So.
Is it safe to say that culture that you have attached yourself with to balance your personal life is also been balanced by your moving over to EXP and the family you found there?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I look at you the same way. Like I've surrounded myself with people that do well in this industry, and I know I could count on them if need be.
How important is that?
I think it's the reason I'm here. I didn't have a reason to leave Dustin. He was one of my good buddies, but I saw something that I could build something bigger with. Yeah. And I know it's going to take time, but I see the vision. Some do, some don't. So.
And from what I understand, you are doing very well this year and may even be submitted for a little spot on HGTV's Pool Hunters if we can get that to go.
I'm ready, and I appreciate that. That's on you. I love the TV and the interviews.
You can break out those all-American flag bikini.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Bathing suit you got.
Do we actually swim in the pool, or do we just get like a quick
well, you never know. We could probably get some bloopers out of that. Yeah, no, I remember that picture. I think when we finish up here, maybe we'll have Crystle, our fortune teller. We'll have her pull a card for you on that question.
Okay,
we'll
all right.
see what happens.
Do I pull it,
there.
or does she pull it for me?
No, you will be shuffling, but she'll tell you what it says.
Okay,
so
I'm ready.
The reason why I kind of wanted you both here right now, again, two very intelligent men, but two very different generations. I kind of want a monthly sports recap.
So that's good. I like that because you have old school generation, and I'm a little bit of both. So you'll get a varying degree of.
Well, so we have an ongoing debate as Nick's wearing his Lakers hat here. I've noticed, already caught my eye. So I'm a Bulls fan. I grew up in Chicago. He's kind of a LeBron generation guy. So we talk a lot about who's the greatest basketball player of all time. And
I believe I can fly.
It's obviously Michael Jordan, but
Nick
tries to convince me otherwise.
I will say that there was no other athlete I was ever scared of more than, like, I was a big Pistons fan. I was a Bad Boys, Isaiah Dumars, and that's when I first started liking basketball. And there was no other guy that I was more scared of. Like, Pistons used to beat him, but when I started liking it, he took over. So I just watched that, and there was nobody else I was scared of more to get on the court, to just know, like, oh shit, like we're just not going to win today. Like, it is what it is.
So who's gonna win the who's the best NFL team right now, Nick?
Chicago Bears.
Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Well, we can finish that segment right
you
now.
left the female out of the mix here, and I'm just going to
and
interject say
Spoken like
Chicago
a true
Bears.
Chicago title rep.
Listen.
That's true.
I'm here to rep the wives and the girlfriends of the
The
very
wags,
passionate
wives and girlfriends.
Yeah, well, just there's certain men that are very passionate, and our entire world surrounds their team winning. I wear the clothes. I will do whatever he says. I will support his teams, though. My husband, he's the sports freak, so I'm going to do whatever he says.
Right.
But here, I am not the expert. You guys, that's Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah. Michigan
that's
Wolverines.
That's my college heart.
Lions and all those guys.
All the teams disappointed.
This is not my expertise. So I want you guys to. I want to hear some free banter on. Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
NFL is coming up. Oh yeah, we can do that. Let's. I mean, he's a Bears guy. I'm a Lions guy. Super Bowl is always going to be the Patriots. They're always going to be the odds-on favorite. Would you say that or no?
Yeah, I'm excited. I just bought my tickets to the Bears LA Rams game, so I'll be heading out to LA. You want to come with me, buddy?
Yeah. Is it really?
I do.
In Los Angeles?
Yeah, I do.
What week is that?
Let's do a little tailgate.
What week is that?
It's in November. I'll find out. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks on HBO. Do you guys watch that?
I do. I like it.
Do you feel that it really depicts the come on, you guys. What
It's
what
wild.
these men go
Yeah.
through.
I mean, well, Nick's got a lot of celebrity clients, and he's hanging out with a lot of pro athletes these days.
Well, just the one, Jason, the buyer agent for a new build that we did in Phoenix. He's representing Brett Hundley, who's the backup quarterback for the Cardinals, which is kind of cool. So
just the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he used to back up Green Bay behind Aaron Rodgers for these last few years. But I love that he's going to buy that block. So now I'm going to go knock on all those other doors. Like, to me, that's a selling point.
Yeah.
Other people would be like, I don't care like who the neighbor is. But I'm like, if I was a kid in my 30s and buying a new build in Phoenix and I knew a quarterback lived on my street, I don't know. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
do too.
Me,
So the younger generation, how is football different for you guys than it is for, say, and I shouldn't say, we're not old.
He's not that much younger.
But
I'm only like,
what are you, 35?
Yeah, what are you, 43?
44.
8 years apart.
10 years.
I think it's more for basketball, like the hard nose, like the. Yeah. Now quarterbacks are more protected. People don't they throw flags very quick. They're very more pampered than back in the day. They'd break an arm and get back out there.
Where do you think all this is going? Because there's some serious injuries happening with our football industry, and my husband was just saying the other day.
NFFL, the National Flag Football League.
Yeah. So no, seriously, let's talk about that.
Because it's fun. Like, you watch Sunday night and you got the glitz and the glamour and the lights coming in, but you don't realize like how many things, like even just on a handoff of 3 yards when a guy's tackled, how many guys in that huddle are like getting hit by 300-pound men helmet to helmet. Like, people are putting their lives literally on the line or their safety. To
modern day gladiators.
And if you don't, it's next man up. So
well,
if you don't want the job, somebody else is going to.
It pays well enough. There'll always be people who will play. Just like if coal mining pays well enough, you'll always have people willing to go down in the mines. You always have people willing to put on the pads.
Well, one of the things I think that has changed greatly, and Brian, you and I talked a little bit about fitness and health and self-care, is our players are machines, much more than they were 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're faster, they're stronger, and they're hitting harder. And I contribute that to a lot more injury.
Well, here's the other thing. And that's for sure. But these people now have teams of health specialists that travel with them. I mean, they spend probably, $500,000 to $1 million a year on their bodies and staying on top of the latest and greatest. And, whether that's, oxygen chambers or, buying all the latest cryo technology. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty intense what these athletes are putting their bodies through to just recover and
Absolutely.
heal.
Yeah. But you know what? The bottom line is, as a kid in high school and college that dreams to be a football player, I mean, I guess they don't give two thoughts to the injuries.
You don't. And, there's helmet technology and concussion-proof helmets that are emerging. And, the rules have changed now. You can't lead with your head. It's an art form. You have to play within the rules, but it's a full contact sport for sure.
It's funny because there's guys that love football and live, breathe, and eat it like players. And there's guys that, the ones I almost feel bad for, the ones that are like, I don't even like this game, but they saw the opportunity to make a living for their family, and they think about we don't think about life after football. They're like, all these hits I've absorbed. Like, I read this thing on like Calvin Johnson just talking about like how many painkillers he would have to take and all, and I'm just like, Jesus, like the Lions like literally like ruined his body. Like, he was a great receiver. He could have been down as one of the best, and he still probably will be up there, but football wasn't his life. He did that to make money. Like, he's not and some of those guys, you feel bad because you're like, damn, like they're risking it all.
They're getting hit by locomotives.
Yeah. Other guys are just like, they like to beat people up, so they might like being out there, but it varies.
Have your kid be the kicker.
Right.
Yeah,
or the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Or the long snapper.
Yeah.
So what are your predictions, gentlemen? Who are you we know that
the Bears.
The Bears. Yeah.
Man,
Are we going to win anything this year as Lion fans?
No. No.
Who's your quarterback these days? The same guy?
It's that Stafford guy, yeah.
Man.
You know what? Yes,
Brutal.
we're going to win some games this year, but we're not going to win the Super Bowl. Like, that's just not going to happen.
5 years. 5 years from now.
Probably never.
Don't say that. Don't put that out there.
The Lions have won one playoff game in 60 years.
Wow.
Okay,
1992, like Barry Sanders. You think about that. Yeah. One playoff win in 60 years.
Wow.
Like, that's
and then he retired.
But they're still the fans. They
but I
still
got.
love
Oh
them.
yeah. I bleed that that Honolulu blue and silver, and I'll be doing it. So
I respect the Lions because they haven't changed their uniform. It's the same old uniform.
Oh God! Next time I'm bringing Pete on here because he would totally.
Pete will back me up, right?
Yeah, totally.
Pete. Let's get him on here.
Yeah, we'll get him on here. For those that don't remember, Nick was my first guest on my first Tenacious Eats.
I was?
At
Your first one?
that was
Oh,
my
yeah.
first
Still
one.
one of the funniest ones.
Del Falco's. That was a good time.
Del Falco's, yes. And of course, we did ask you the 10 questions, but there's one question that is my favorite that I want to ask you because we've just, it's been funny. What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, man. Shit. Did I just say it? Shit.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
Subconsciously.
Probably damn. Is that a curse word? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
damn. We use it
I'll
in
say
a sentence.
F to myself a lot.
Well, so we got shit, damn, and fuck.
Damn it! I just
You
lost.
failed.
The inspection fell through. I just lost that deal. Damn.
If you would have said the F word, you would have been invited back for episode
"Gall darn
36,
it."
Yeah.
where we talk about the different ways you can use the word.
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, now it's
Yeah,
all
that's
abbreviated
okay.
though, right?
Yes.
It's like the FOH and the GFY.
Oh yeah,
and
that's your
I think it's
generation. I'm still
not
saying
mine.
the
No,
word.
that's younger. I have to
even
Google
younger?
some of them because I don't even know what most of them mean.
So Crystal's got a deck of cards there. What was our question again that we were going to ask her? It was yes, is Nick going to be on an episode of? We'll just put an HGTV episode soon.
All right. So do I just give one a pull?
Yeah.
You
You
shuffle
gotta
around,
shuffle 'em
shuffle
up.
around,
Okay.
and like spread it out like a fan.
I think you should
did
ask him a
Culhane already do
relationship
this?
question too.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, we opened with relationships. Maybe you should
Good.
do one for
Okay,
HGTV, one for relationship.
As a 47-year-old woman who has been in 3 marriages.
Yep.
My last one though has been 19 years and it's fabulous. I honestly want to say, please do not date or get serious about anyone for at least a year.
I'm serious about EXP.
Oh yeah.
So.
There you go. That's
Good
your
answer.
girlfriend.
Get in one
That
movie.
is your
Those are my
girlfriend.
Having a
goals,
love
so.
affair.
Yes.
When I get
career.
You told me when you
Level
build
up.
the other stuff, then you'll always have your
Yep.
to be able to find somebody to ride through life
Yep.
with you. So I'm not really worried about that right now. Just
Nice.
business. I got time, no kids. I think this is a blessing for
If
me.
you follow him on Instagram, you'll know he's having a good time.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
It's so funny.
Sometimes
I'm sorry.
I
It's
try to split the
hilarious.
difference.
I love it. Living vicariously. Why
I
not?
am living through Nick's
Yeah.
social
I-
life
totally.
right
And
now.
that makes me good.
know,
And I live through Brian for a lot of things too. So we complement each other, like
All right.
Pippen and Jordan. Or
Spread those out.
spread them out.
I like
all
how
right.
you used a Chicago.
I was gonna go
sports
with
analogy.
I was gonna go with
Yeah.
Kyrie and LeBron,
Yeah.
but I knew he wouldn't like that,
He
so
knows.
I
Well,
adjusted
LeBron
it.
doesn't really have a partner.
Yeah,
right
not
now.
anymore. Yeah, I
Makes his
adjusted it
teammates
on the
worse.
fly. So
All right. When you feel
What's
it,
that big
pull it.
guy? Doesn't he?
Pull
have
it.
a bit?
Davis, yeah, he's
Yeah,
good,
Davis.
but
Do
we
it.
don't know how to
We'll
work yet.
see.
Pull this one.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling that one.
What's talking to you?
Let me just see. I
So
gotta-
for those listening,
You want to know a little
he's
trick
got-
about tarot that some people use? Close your eyes
yeah, I'll do it
and,
your way.
and run your hand over the deck and feel for heat.
Oh, heat.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. So
That's my leg.
Everybody does it a different way.
that was awesome.
is pretty
Oh my
good.
God, that's going in the bloopers.
All right, I'm going with this one right here. Let's read it.
Flip it over and hand it to Crystal. Crystal, what is his future?
Page of crystals, and I didn't read it.
The Page of Crystals,
The Page
which is
of-
the beginning of earthly success. So it is the beginning of financial success. So I would say that the odds are
Yes.
in your favor.
Yes.
The odds are always
I
in
see
my
that.
favor with this
I
guy
see
next to
that.
me. I'm not
Plus,
even
it's
worried
a-
about it.
It's
Yeah.
a fox,
It's a
and
fox.
he's kind of foxy, right,
Yeah,
ladies?
right?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
keeping this one.
Listen, ladies. There is going to
Thanks,
be
man.
one heck of a shindig in Las Vegas coming up soon. EXP Con.
That's right.
Oh,
Brian,
yeah.
please tell us a little bit about
Well,
that.
EXPCon, we get together every year, actually 2 times a year, but our annual will be the 2nd through the 4th of October at the MGM Grand. And that first night, I've actually reserved the 2-story Rain Man suite with the 100-person balcony. We're having a little champagne toast. So anyone who wants to come to that, get in touch with Kim, Crystal, Nick, myself, and we'll make sure you're on the VIP list.
I think we have a pretty good shot at maybe winning a few awards this year too.
Oh, yeah,
don't
video
we?
awards. Here we come.
Yeah. So if you hear anything about Tenacious Productions and just giving us the vote to win, please do so.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right,
do
you
a
guys.
relationship card. I want to see.
Okay, okay. One more relationship card. Put them all back together. Put them
No
all back
pressure
together.
or anything.
Put them all back together.
In front of the whole world.
Well, this is what he missed our story,
Oh, wait,
but I
that
had.
one popped out.
Oh wait.
That means something.
Yeah, that
this
one.
one?
That
Did
one.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one?
Take
Let's
it,
just go with
take
it.
it.
Feels
Take
hot.
it.
It's got some heat.
It feels
Okay, ladies, pay attention.
breath.
This is the relationship
Yeah,
card.
I'll just hand it over to
I'm not
you.
even gonna touch it. I don't want to contaminate it.
Oh, it's the Queen of Feathers.
Don't lie. If it's not good,
no,
tell me.
No. It's the Queen of Feathers, which
Oh.
would tell me, and that's represents perception and truth. So I wouldn't be surprised if a nice lady of an air sign were to become a part of your life. I'm an air sign. I'm a Gemini, so
right.
I'm all for the air signs.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, the most important one was the business is going to grow.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
got that. And then,
exactly.
like we said, the rest will fall into place, right?
It could be a business partner or
It-
potential
wondering-
buyer.
That's beautiful.
Crystal, do you have a sister?
Yeah, exactly. Is she an air sign?
She's a water sign.
There you go.
Hook me up. Let me get them digits.
Like I always say, it is not what you go through, it is how you come through it. Kimberly Toko, Tenacious T.
And Crystle Mulzet with Crystal's Ball.
Brian Culhane, the Success Philosopher.
Nicholas Bardyga.
B-Lysious.
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 All right.
Out.
Like, it's kind of like a
So nice.
term,
This is fun.
B-Licious. You know, like,
B-Licious,
make sure
be
you always
kind,
be
be
licious.
Nicholas.
Always be licious.
B-Lysious.
Thank you for joining
That
us.
was
Bye.
fun. Yeah.